Before we talk about what might be changing in football, we should probably remember something first. Why we love it. Because football has a strange kind of magic. You can watch a match for 90 minutes where almost nothing happens. Players circulate the ball, defenders hold their line, midfielders fight for control, and then suddenly, in a single moment, everything changes. One pass splits a defense, one run breaks the line, one shot flies into the top corner, and an entire stadium explodes. That's the beauty of football. It's unpredictable. You can't script it. You can't fully control it. And when something special happens, it doesn't just feel like entertainment. It feels emotional. Think about the matches that made you fall in love with the game. The chaos of an El Clasico. The intensity of the Old Firm Derby. The electricity of a Manchester derby when the entire city seems to stop. These aren't just football matches. They're moments that stay with you. Moments you remember years later. And sometimes, it isn't even the biggest superstars who create those moments. Sometimes it's a flash of brilliance that appears completely out of nowhere. A burst of acceleration from Kylian Mbappe leaving defenders frozen. The fearless creativity of Lamine Yamal playing with the confidence of someone twice his age. Or a moment of skill from someone underrated like Iliman Ndiaye, gliding past defenders in a way that makes the crowd gasp. Moments where you pause and think, how did he even do that? And maybe that's why football is so powerful. Because for 90 minutes, the rest of the world fades away. Work, stress, everything outside the stadium. Football gives us something rare. The ability to switch off. To feel tension, excitement, hope. Because in football, there is always the possibility that something unforgettable might happen. And sometimes, it does. And yet, let me ask you something. Does football feel the same today as it did 10 or 15 years ago? Not the quality of players, not the speed of the game, but the feeling of being a fan, because something strange has happened to football. The sport has never been bigger, never richer, never more global. The biggest clubs have hundreds of millions of supporters around the world. Broadcast deals are worth billions. The Champions League is watched across every continent. And yet many fans quietly feel something has changed. Following football today often feels more complicated, more fragmented, more distant. Matches are scattered across different platforms. The conversation around football never stops. And sometimes it feels like the sport is everywhere, but the connection to it feels weaker. So the real question isn't whether football is still popular. The real question is, why does football feel different today? To understand this shift, we have to go back to where football clubs came from. Because historically, football clubs weren't global brands. They were local institutions. Many clubs were founded by factory workers, others by church groups, some by neighborhood associations that simply wanted a team representing their community. Supporting a club wasn't just entertainment, it was identity. Clubs represented cities, districts, sometimes even social classes. Fans weren't customers. They were part of the club itself. The stadium was a place where thousands of strangers still felt connected. Football belonged to communities. But in the 1990s and 2000s, something began to change. Broadcasting revenue exploded. Satellite television turned domestic leagues into global entertainment products. Suddenly, the audience for football wasn't just the stadium anymore. It was the entire planet. Clubs expanded internationally. Global sponsorship deals appeared. Merchandising exploded. Preseason tours took teams across continents. Clubs began operating more like global entertainment brands. From a financial perspective, the transformation was extraordinary. Football became richer than ever before, but it also subtly changed priorities. The audience was no longer just the supporters inside the stadium. It was millions of viewers worldwide. And when clubs become global brands, the relationship with supporters begins to shift. Because something subtle happens. Fans slowly stop being just supporters. They become consumers in a massive entertainment market. Now, let me ask you something. Have you ever noticed how different the viewing experience feels today? How much advertising surrounds the game now? Before kickoff, during halftime, between analysis segments, even the studio discussions are often wrapped around sponsorship messages. This isn't necessarily new. Advertising has always existed in sports, but the scale has changed. Football has become part of a multi-billion-dollar entertainment industry. Every second of attention has value. Every broadcast moment can be monetized. Every audience becomes a target market. If you watch closely, you begin to notice how the entire ecosystem revolves around that reality. The broadcast schedule, the sponsorship placements, the global marketing campaigns. Everything is carefully designed around maximizing revenue. And in theory, that shouldn't be a problem. After all, the financial growth of football has brought incredible things to the sport. Better players, better stadiums, better production quality, but it also creates an uncomfortable contradiction, because the fans, the people who make the entire sport possible, are both the most important part of football, and sometimes the least listened to. Ticket prices rise, kickoff times change, broadcast rights fragment across platforms. The experience becomes more expensive, more complicated, more commercial, and slowly, the supporter begins to feel less like part of the club, and more like a customer navigating an entertainment product. That might sound negative, maybe even cynical, but it isn't a moral judgment. It's simply the reality of how football has evolved. The sport grew, the money followed, and once that process started, there was no easy way to reverse it. Football changed, and as fans, we didn't really have a choice. We adapted with it, and in April 2021, that tension exploded into the open. 12 of Europe's biggest clubs announced plans to create a new competition, the European Super League, a breakaway tournament guaranteeing permanent participation for elite clubs, guaranteed revenue, guaranteed visibility, but something fundamental would disappear: sporting merit. Success would no longer be earned on the pitch. And the reaction from fans was immediate. Supporters flooded the streets, protests erupted outside stadiums. At Stamford Bridge, thousands blocked the road demanding their club withdraw. Within 48 hours, the project collapsed. For a brief moment, something remarkable happened. Football remembered who it truly belongs to. Because no matter how global the industry becomes, the sport still depends on the people who love it. But while fans won that battle, another transformation was already underway. Watching football itself was becoming more complicated. For decades, fans knew exactly where to find matches. Today, games are scattered across multiple platforms like DAZN, Sky Sports, and TNT Sports. Following your team can mean juggling multiple subscriptions, switching apps, tracking kickoff times. Fans don't just watch football anymore, they manage it. At the same time, football moved online. The conversation around the sport exploded. Clips, memes, arguments, debates. Algorithms reward strong reactions. And strong reactions often mean controversy. Outrage spreads faster than analysis. Conflict spreads faster than nuance. Social media didn't invent negativity, but it amplified it. And then there's another modern problem. There is simply too much football content. Fans are surrounded by YouTube analysts, TikTok creators, podcasts, debate shows. Football never stops talking, but when something becomes constant, something strange happens. It becomes harder to appreciate. Modern fans aren't short on football, they're drowning in it. And yet, despite all of this, something interesting still happens every weekend. People still gather in stadiums. Friends still meet in pubs. Fans still feel that rush when the ball hits the net. Because the magic of football still lives on the pitch. A last-minute winner, an underdog victory, a moment of brilliance that nobody expected. For those few seconds, everything else disappears again. The advertising, the debates, the business of the sport. For that moment, it's just football. Football has never been richer, never more global, never more advanced. Yet many supporters feel something has changed. Not necessarily worse, just more distant. Because the sport they love expanded beyond the local rituals where their fandom began. Football used to belong to communities. Today it belongs to a global industry. And sometimes those two worlds pull the game in different directions. So now I'm curious. Do you feel closer to football today, or further away from it? And do you think the game truly changed, or have we as fans changed with it? Let me know what you think. Because this conversation about the future of football is only just beginning.